Imagine walking into a store, grabbing a coffee, and paying instantly with crypto. No cards, no banks, no middlemen. That's exactly the future SpacePay, also known as SPY, is building. And if it succeeds, it could completely change the way we use crypto in everyday life. Forget meme coins for a second. This is real-world adoption, and it's about to get massive hype. So what is SpacePay? In simple terms, it's a point-of-sale payment solution that lets shops, cafes, and businesses accept crypto as easily as they accept Visa or Mastercard. But here's the kicker. Customers don't need to worry about complicated wallets, networks, or gas fees. SpacePay is building a seamless crypto checkout experience. For users, it feels just like tapping your card, but it's powered by blockchain. Now, why is this a big deal? Because adoption is everything. Let's be honest, most people don't care about DeFi farming, token bridges, or smart contracts. But they do care about buying coffee, groceries, or a movie ticket quickly and easily. That's where SpacePay comes in. It bridges the gap between the crypto world and the real world. The global payments industry is worth trillions of dollars. Even capturing a fraction of that with crypto would be revolutionary. Think about it. Visa processes around 24,000 transactions per second, and people expect that kind of speed. Traditional blockchains can't handle that level. But SpacePay is building a system that can integrate directly with merchants and process payments instantly. This means everyday crypto adoption could finally become real. And here's where it gets exciting for investors. SpacePay is still in its early stages, with pre-sale buzz and growing hype online. Projects that focus on real-world utility often gain massive traction once adoption kicks in. Remember how people laughed at Square and PayPal for adding Bitcoin? Today, those moves are seen as genius. SpacePay wants to go further, not just supporting crypto, but making it the default payment method at the checkout counter. The team behind SpacePay talks about making crypto usable in over 200,000 point-of-sale systems worldwide. If even part of that vision comes true, we could be looking at one of the biggest adoption stories in crypto history. Stick with me, because in the next part, we're going to dive deeper into how SpacePay actually works, the technology that makes it possible, and why this project could be a serious competitor to both Visa and Mastercard. Let's dig into how SpacePay actually plans to pull this off. Because it's one thing to dream about crypto payments in every store, but it's another thing to actually make it work. At its core, SpacePay is building a decentralized payment gateway. Think of it like PayPal, but running on blockchain rails. Merchants can integrate SpacePay into their existing checkout systems with minimal hassle. Once it's set up, they can accept payments in multiple cryptocurrencies instantly. No middlemen, no massive processing fees, no waiting days for settlement. Here's the genius part. SpacePay doesn't make users deal with confusing crypto steps. If you want to pay with Bitcoin, Ethereum, or stablecoins, you just scan, tap, or click, and it works. The merchant can even choose to receive fiat instantly, meaning they don't have to worry about price volatility. That's huge for adoption because, let's be real, no cafe owner wants to stress over whether Bitcoin is up or down today. And let's talk numbers. Traditional payment processors like Visa and Mastercard charge merchants 2 to 3% fees on every transaction. SpacePay aims to cut those costs drastically. Lower fees mean more profits for businesses, and businesses love saving money. If SpacePay can deliver cheaper, faster, and borderless payments, why wouldn't merchants adopt it? Security is another major selling point. With blockchain at its foundation, SpacePay offers transparency, immutability, and resistance to fraud. Chargebacks and fraudulent transactions are a nightmare in traditional finance. Blockchain eliminates much of that risk. But here's the part that gets crypto enthusiasts hyped: the SPY token. This isn't just a payment gateway. It's an ecosystem powered by its native token. Holders could benefit from staking rewards, governance rights, and potentially profit-sharing mechanisms as adoption grows. Imagine earning yield just because thousands of stores are using SpacePay every day. That's a strong incentive model that could push demand for the token sky high. SpacePay isn't just targeting coffee shops either. They're looking at global partnerships, online retailers, and even integration into e-commerce platforms. Think about paying for your Amazon order with Ethereum in seconds, without needing a bank. That's the level of ambition here. Now, of course, challenges exist. Regulation, competition, and adoption hurdles are real. But here's why investors are buzzing. Payment solutions that bridge crypto and fiat are seen as the holy grail of adoption. Whoever cracks this market will not only make billions, but they'll also push crypto into mainstream daily life. And SpacePay wants to be that bridge. In the next part, we'll break down what this could mean for the future of money, how early believers might benefit, and whether SpacePay could actually become a household name alongside Visa, Mastercard, and PayPal. Now let's talk about the big picture, the future. Could SpacePay actually become the system that brings crypto into everyday life? Picture this. You're traveling abroad, and instead of exchanging currencies or paying outrageous conversion fees, you just use SpacePay to spend your crypto directly. No banks, no paperwork, instant settlement worldwide. That's the dream. And for the first time, it doesn't sound so far away. The global payments market is worth over $150 trillion annually. Even capturing 1% of that would be enormous. If SpacePay succeeds in positioning itself as the go-to crypto payment network, the upside is almost unimaginable. We're talking about a project that could rival financial giants. And the narrative is powerful. Crypto has always promised freedom from banks. But so far, it's been mostly speculation. People buy, trade, and hold, but they rarely spend. SpacePay flips that script. It turns crypto into real money for real life. That's a story investors, merchants, and users can all rally behind. So what's next for SpacePay? The roadmap includes more merchant integrations, expanding point-of-sale reach, and building partnerships with big brands. As more businesses adopt SpacePay, network effects kick in. The more places you can spend, the more valuable it becomes. And the more valuable it becomes, the more people will want to hold and use the SPY token. That's how adoption snowballs. Of course, no project is risk-free. Regulatory crackdowns on crypto payments could slow things down. Competition is fierce, with companies like Strike, Flexa, and even PayPal dipping into crypto. But here's the key difference. Most of those solutions are regional or limited. SpacePay is aiming for global scale from day one. If it can execute, the payoff could be massive. Here's my take. SpacePay is one of the most ambitious payment projects in crypto right now. It's not just about speculation, it's about real-world utility. If it succeeds, it won't just pump bags. It'll actually make crypto mainstream in ways we've been waiting for since Bitcoin was invented. So, what do you think? Will SpacePay be the project that finally takes crypto to Starbucks, Walmart, and beyond? Or is it just another overhyped dream? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your take. And if you found this breakdown useful, smash that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives into hot new crypto projects. And share this with your friends who need to know about the next big thing. Because one day, when you're buying coffee with SpacePay, you'll want to remember that you heard about it here first. The future of money is borderless, instant, and powered by crypto. And SpacePay might just be the spark that lights the fire.